Hey everyone, we're coming back now to another season of StarCraft action at the Gfinity Arena in London, where 8 players in the Summer Masters are going to be fighting it out for their share of $10,000. There are 4 Koreans and 4 non-Korean players as well in this particular tournament, setting up a really interesting dynamic, and we're going to get to see a lot of cool stories interwoven into each other throughout the duration of this tournament. The 8 players are Jaedong, Marine Lord, Bling and Bunny. We've also got True, Snoot, Departure, and First. One of these guys is going to be winning the lion's share of 10 grand on stage and hopefully take home the title of Gfinity champion as well. But the question is, which one of them is it going to be? Now, it's been an interesting bit of history here, and I'm going to give you guys a bit of background on each of the players. Jaedong, of course, fan favorite always, and he is in WCS Premier League for Season 3 in the Americas after finishing bottom of his group in Season 2, don't forget, but immediately bouncing back via the Challenger League. There are quite a number of Zergs in this particular tournament as well, so he'll be looking to try and unleash his brand of JVZ, and we'll see if he's able to find his form over the course of the weekend. If he is, he'll certainly be formidable, at least in that matchup. But he has struggled to find his form against some of the other races earlier on in some of the previous events he's been in, so we'll see how much he's able to improve here. Marine Lord is a very, very interesting addition and arguably one of the strongest non-Korean players at the moment. He actually knocked out Bunny as well in the group stages of Aces Rock, but unfortunately he was still knocked out, I believe finishing 3rd in his group after losing to Lysira and Apocalypse. He is, however, also in WCS Premier League. He managed to defeat DMC in Challenger by a very convincing scoreline of 3-0, and he has got a top 8 finish at Home Story Cup behind him as well, where he defeated both Jaedong and Hyun in some amazing games. He eventually lost out to Rain in the quarterfinal. Bling, we have seen him on the caster desk and on the analyst desk at a couple of events, but he's been practicing hard off camera and he is ready to make his competitive full debut here, hoping for a good result. At the Home Story Cup, he was very strong in his PvP matchup, able to defeat Patience 2-1, although very narrowly losing the rematch in the group stages. As well as this, he was also able to beat Marine Lord, who was in this tournament as well, when he was part of the Dignitas Dead Pixels team, fighting against Team Baguette in the SC2I Team League. And that win actually sent them to the finals. Now, this only happened a couple of weeks ago, so Bling is going to be able to find some confidence that he was able to do that very recently indeed. However, True exposed some of Bling's potential PvZ weakness as well, beating him 2-0 in the finals of the Gfinity Cup just last week. So Bling is going to be looking to improve on those performances as well, since True also happens to be in the tournament. Now, Bunny is on a little bit of a slump recently. He's unfortunately out of WCS Premier League at the moment after losing 1-3 to Starbuck. But Bunny does have history here with Gfinity. He won Gfinity's G3, don't forget, and he has had a taste of victory on these stages before, so he'll be looking to try and bounce back from that. He also hasn't had the greatest performance in his most recent tournaments. He's lost TVTs recently to both Marine Lord and Apocalypse, but after all of that is said and done, he is still the #1 ranked non-Korean player as far as WCS is concerned, and always will be a formidable opponent, so he might be able to turn his fortunes around a little bit here. True now, moving into the second half. As I mentioned earlier, he has beaten Bling 2-0 in the Gfinity Cup. Unfortunately, he is no longer in Code S in the GSL. He was knocked out of Code A, actually, by Samsung Solar recently. And he did lose out in another mirror matchup in the Aces ROG as well to Hyun. So he's going to be looking to improve on his mirror matchup here, especially at this tournament where there are lots of other strong Zergs. And speaking of strong Zergs, Liquid Snoot is also going to be making an appearance. Now, he's been to Korea and he's been training there as well recently. So he participated in Star League, lost a match to Innovation, no great shame there, and then he went on really improving his ZVP matchup, taking out Rain and Classic at IEM Shenzhen. Very, very big notable results for Snoot there. He lost to TY in the knockout stages, so that's 2 losses to Korean Terrans there. But he specifically said he's going to be working on a ZVZ for Gfinity because that's what let him down at Asus ROG. So expect a potential strong showing from Snoot here, and he's really, really drilling down into the details of his matchups to try and post a very good result here. Now, Departure for me, I think might end up being a little bit of a dark horse. We haven't seen too much of his play recently, but he has in Pro League last season, he lost to Trap, but managed to beat Hero. And then if you take a look at some of his appearances this season as well, he's beaten Jockey and Flash, and as a warm-up to Gfinity as well, is due to play Buell just before he flies out to London. So Departure, I think, is a little bit of an unsung character in this story, and I wonder if he is going to be the dark horse of this tournament. And finally, First, also a little bit of a mystery here because he hasn't really been playing too much televised StarCraft 2 recently. He's going through just a little bit of a tough patch at the moment. He lost to Bomber to crash out of GSL Code A, although he is actively in as many qualifiers as he can get himself in. But he's basically been at the team house training. So there hasn't been a lot of stuff from him on camera. There's a chance that he's got a whole bunch of stuff prepared coming into Gfinity and really looking to make a big, big mark on the tournament here. First is a player, of course, that we used to associate a long time ago with LGIM, where they were absolutely stomping it up in team leagues and stuff like that, and no doubt he'll be looking to relive and indeed surpass some of his former glories there. So that wraps it up for a very brief overview of our 8 challengers, all going to be fighting for the top spot there, and of course the lion's share of $10,000. I hope to see you guys down at the Gfinity Arena in London as well. If you happen to be able to make it out for the day or for the entire weekend, please do come along and say hi. It promises to be an exciting event. I'll see you there.